If you've been feeling overwhelmed, burned out, and wondering how you're going to get it all done, then listen up. There's an incredibly overlooked, underutilized, and deeply misunderstood skill that can save your sanity. It's called delegation. And today, we're zooming out on one of the crucial parts of my Delegate framework, the G, give clear instructions. Sounds simple, right? Well, grab your metaphorical hard hat because we're about to uncover why it's not as easy as we imagine it being. You know what's worse than micromanaging and suffocating control? Total chaos and vague instructions so incoherent that your team has to create a conspiracy board just to figure out what you meant. You think you're giving them freedom, but you've really just handed them a treasure map with no X on it. There has to be a middle way, right? Yes, and that's where clear instructions come in. This is the G in the DELEGATE framework. Give clear instructions. Here's the truth. Most delegation breaks down right here because somewhere between your brain and your Slack message, the clarity evaporated. And now your team's staring at each other like, what does just finesse the layout even mean? Let me tell you a story. In one of my leadership courses, we had this exercise. We had to instruct someone step by step how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Without demonstrating, we could only use our words. So I confidently start rattling off directions like pick up the knife and go ahead and put the peanut butter on the bread. And the person picked up the knife and then just stared at me because I forgot to tell them to open the peanut butter jar. There they are, just standing with their knife, staring at a forlorn piece of bread, getting nowhere. It was pretty good and pretty funny, but it was also the perfect lesson. What's obvious to you is not always obvious to them. And research backs this up too. A study from the Journal of Applied Psychology found that task clarity, literally, how clear people are on what needs to be done, directly predicts performance and satisfaction. The clearer the instructions, the more confident and competent the team feels. No psychic powers required. So let's get something straight. Micromanagement, not good. Undercommunication, also not good. But leadership isn't about choosing which not good thing you prefer. It's about doing it better. So here's your cheat sheet for giving clear instructions that empower, not control, and that don't micromanage. First, define success. What does a great version of whatever you're asking this person to do look like? Be specific as best you can and paint a picture. Use examples, graphics, templates, whatever you can to get the vision laid out and clear. Number 2, share the resources. What files, access, or background knowledge, maybe historical knowledge, do they need to be really successful? Set them up to win from the start. Number 3, set expectations for communication and check in. When should they check in? At the halfway point, when they're 80% of the way there, at the final deliverable only? Make it clear if the feedback's going to be ongoing or only after they're finished. Number 4, clarify timelines and priorities. Not just when it's due, but how urgent is it compared to the 47 other things you also ask them to do that you know they have on their plate? You may want to shift things around. Let them know and have a conversation about that. Number 5, assume nothing is obvious. This is the hardest part of giving clear instructions. If opening the peanut butter jar isn't obvious, nothing is. Double check that you've explained any step that might seem second nature to you. Assume nothing. Here's your leadership mantra for this lesson. Clarity isn't control, it's kindness. It's almost like I've said that before. Giving clear instructions isn't about helicoptering over every move. It's about giving people the confidence to move forward with certainty, not guesswork. Because telling someone to run with it only works if you've marked the track. Otherwise, they're just sprinting off into an empty field, dodging potholes you forgot to mention. When you give clear instructions, you're not being controlling. You're being a great leader. You're saying, I believe in you enough to be honest about what I need. That's not micromanagement. That's alignment. And alignment is how teams win. If you want a very simple handout that you can keep for your very self, click the link below and grab it. And if you want even more great stuff on leadership and being great at it without redlining it, then hit subscribe to get more great stuff on how to thrive in the 9 to 5 and beyond. Happy thriving!